and a monster home run hit to a place that
It was popping.
Who would have thought hip-hop would have made it this far?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Rob Duran Podcast. Fellas, the second week of the NFL playoffs is upon us. But before we jump into all that, first of all, how y'all doing? And let's recap that first wild card round, which was insane, by the way. So I don't know how the NFL is going to live up to it in this round.
No, yeah. First of all, I'm doing good, bro. Yeah, bro. As we expected to. We expected to have a historical playoffs, and the teams wasted no time. At first, I wasn't a fan of this format. Having two wild cards in each conference. But as the years go by, we've been getting more and more competitive games every year. So, yeah, I thought it was a wild weekend.
Yeah,
But
I think a lot of the games are very close, and I'm good too. Hey, hello everybody. Nice to see y'all.
Welcome back.
Right. Just trying to fit in and keep it going. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the games were very close, which was good. I was entertained. I kept watching them, even into the late four quarters. A lot of close games. I was surprised. About a few games. But I guess should I recap what I had picked? Since I missed. So I think I picked the Jags to beat the Bills, and did not get that one.
Let's jump.
Yeah, so I think the Jags, they had a good defense. They had a good team, and they were on the roll. And they even played good in that game. Actually, they played pretty good. The game was pretty tight all the way until the end, and then it's kind of who gets the ball last. And Josh Allen, former MVP. It's I've been here, I've done this, and basically just took over and won the game. And I wasn't too mad or surprised because my heart of hearts, I'm I think the Bills will win this game, but I kind of just wanted to pick the Jags just because they haven't been to the playoffs in a while. And then the other game that surprised me was the Eagles game, the Eagles 49ers game. 49ers showed so much grit in that game, even losing their best tight end and one of their offensive players. The way that they just cut up the Eagles defense and put pressure on Hurts was crazy. And then
yeah,
and then the offense for the Eagles just kind of couldn't get it together. There were so many missed opportunities. That game was also close. But I had picked the Eagles to win that game, and I was so surprised that they didn't. When they were in position to win it at the end, and they just couldn't pull through. So those were my two main
yeah,
surprises.
yeah. And to piggyback on what you were saying, because that's actually the team I wanted to talk about was the 49ers. That was my most impressive win of the weekend.
Yeah,
But that win perfectly illustrates the San Francisco 49ers season this year.
Bingo.
They've been dealing with injuries the whole year, and they still managed to find a way to get victories. They still won. I don't know how many games they won. 13, 12? Then they won 12 and
13, I
5,
think.
something like that. And yeah, I was very impressed by them, man. Wow, so much. That's such a together group right there. That. You have to give a lot of credit to their leadership and to the coaches because they always have them ready. No matter what, next man up, do your job. And yeah, that's a dangerous team. But keep going, Hasio, my fault.
yeah. No, that's pretty much it. I think the
Okay.
49ers can carry that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl. I think.
Ooh. Okay. Wow.
Hot take.
My man's is just jumping right in there. Um, yeah, and there was two blowouts. The Patriots and the Texans were the other two teams that won, and both defenses played stellar ball. I thought it was just exciting, but you guys know what stood out to me the most was the debacle of the Packers. they were up 21-3 at halftime, and then they let their arch rivals come back and pretty much do what they've been doing as well all year, which is they're a great second half team. At least this time they foreshadowed it a few weeks ago because they did the exact same shit a few weeks ago. So at least they warned me about it this time. But man, that was, as a Packer fan, you're used to this though. This happens every single year. It's a train that's never late. So I don't know. I don't know what that team needs, but we'll discuss that team sometime in the near future. But what stood out to you, Roberto?
I wouldn't say necessarily it stood out, but I think the freaking Chargers, bro. Exactly what I said. It's like every time they make the playoffs, no matter how good they were in the regular season, no matter who their QB is, who the coach is, they find ways to lose in the play. They're a completely different team in a bad way. So it's like you almost expect the Chargers to lose, which sucks. But here we are yet again. The Chargers losing another game in the playoffs.
To the Patriots at that.
Yeah.
That O-line, man. Disgusting. Disgusting play by the O-line. What were you going to say, bro?
Yeah. The Patriots game was pretty close. I didn't really have a pulse for who was going to win until like the end of the game. Their defense played really well. And yeah, the Chargers, they're just a cursed franchise. They're one of those franchises that is just cursed. I'm excited to see the Texans play next week though. That defense looks like the Ravens type of defense. And I love football when I get to see defense like that. But it's just
yeah,
I was
we're gonna
surprised
get
that the
into that
Texans beat the
game,
Steelers.
but yeah, we're gonna get into that game though. I picked with my heart, as y'all know. Obviously, I picked Green Bay and Pittsburgh because of my ties with the team and Aaron Rodgers. But in my heart of hearts, I knew it was gonna be especially with the Texans game, I knew it was gonna be an uphill battle for them because that defense has been stout the whole year. But jumping into these games right now. Okay, go ahead, my phone.
I may have exaggerated just a bit on my Steelers Aaron Rodgers predictions, so just a little bit.
And you got to keep things interesting, you know. You can't just be straight edge all the time. You got to shoot for the moon sometimes, and sometimes it hits. You know. Last year you called the Eagles winning by a blowout and in the Super Bowl, and
I did.
they won by a blowout.
That I did.
So, but speaking of which, though, Hasiel is, in case y'all didn't see his comment, he gave us our picks, even though he wasn't on the episode last week. He gave us our picks, and he is actually in the leaderboard. He has a 4-2 record. Roberto and I are both 3-3. And so we made a little wager before we started the recording. So we're going to keep doing this throughout the playoffs. We're going to keep giving our picks and stuff. But whoever has the least points at the end is going to have to write a short and sweet poem about the team they least like. And they have to say everything has to be positive, nothing negative. It has to be all positive. So that should be fun. But Hasiel hasn't given us his Super Bowl predictions yet. I think that should be, if you get the Super Bowl prediction right, I think that should be a 5-pointer. What do y'all think? Fair?
That's fair.
I would say so.
I mean, we started already. Roberto and I started already. But Roberto's already out the equation.
Yeah, I'm long gone.
So.
Damn. All right. So, damn. Trying to think who I should pick. Trying to think with my brain. The thing is, I haven't seen the other teams play right now, so it's kind of, with what I've seen right now, I'm gonna pick the Patriots and the 49ers.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Maybe the Rams, but I'll pick the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just, they just been there before, and they just got experience, man. And that counts in the playoffs. They got Christian McCaffrey, who can, like, take over a game.
Okay. Well, speaking of experience, we have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Denver to face the number one AFC team. The Saturday 4:30 p.m. afternoon game. How do y'all see that game? And who do y'all like?
I'll jump in first. This is going to be an interesting game because I think, again, Josh Allen is the best player on the field. And but they're playing in Denver, and Denver being at home is an advantage for them, especially with the mile high and all that stuff and the altitude and all this other stuff going on. But I think for Denver to win this game, they have to run the ball like crazy, and they have to run it efficiently. They have to run it effectively. They have to tire out that defense, the Bills defense, and keep Josh Allen off the field, because the more you see him on the field, the more likely he is to put up points on you, regardless of how good the Denver defense is. So for me, it's hard for me to say Denver's going to win this game, as talented as they are, because I think that ultimately is going to go down to whether it's Bo Nix, can he do the damn thing and beat the Bills? Or is it going to be Josh Allen at the end of the game or at some point in the game just kind of putting up points? And I think I'm going to have to lean towards Josh Allen taking this one. So I'm going Buffalo 24-17.
Okay. You gonna
Should I
jump
go
right
next?
in, Hansel? Yeah, you can.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to pick the opposite score, 24-17. I got the Broncos beating the Bills. Just because Josh Allen's offense, besides him and James Cook, they got to play that Broncos defense, and it's a stingy defense. And Bo Nix doesn't have to play against a stingy defense. You got to play the Bills defense, which is like okay, I guess. Um, so that's why, and Mile High. So that's why I'm gonna pick the Broncos. I'm gonna pick the Broncos to beat the Bills, 24-17. I feel like they're gonna spank Josh Allen. He's gonna get hit a bit. He's not gonna like it.
Okay, I like that. I mean, I could definitely see that happening, especially since the Bills they're undermanned in the receiver position, and I think they lost another receiver last week, and Gabe Davis went out. So they're down to like four receivers in total in the team. But Shahir had a nice day. I expect them to be moving him in motion a lot. I believe James Cook is going to be involved in the passing game a lot as well. I think they need a big game from James Cook, really, to kind of keep that defense off balance a bit. I mean, I don't think he's going to be targeting Patrick Surtain a lot. I think he should just avoid that area at all costs. But he can, he has other people that he could probably try to go after. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still a solid bunch. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be an uphill battle, and I think it's gonna take a Herculean performance by Josh Allen to get past this Broncos team. And I think he's gonna do it, guys. I think he's gonna have. I think it's gonna happen. I mean, listen, Broncos all year. They've been like similar to the Bears. They've been like one of the best second half teams, fourth quarter teams throughout the year. So they have shown that they can win the clutch game when they could go out and Bo Nix can drive them down the field and get that victory. So this is why it was hard for me. But I already picked Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl, so I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go against my pick right now. So I have to ride Buffalo. I'm gonna go with a last second drive by Josh Allen. He's gonna run it in again. 27-24. Buffalo Bills. A mile high, and we're gonna talk crap to Sean Payne after the game too. But like the next game, this is the toughest game for me to pick, guys. I've been going back and forth with this game. But the San Francisco 49ers are gonna go travel to Seattle to face their arch nemesis, the Seattle Seahawks, who beat them last time they played each other in the playoffs. This is when we got that famous. That's what happened. That's what you get when you put a sorry ass receiver like Crabtree on me. You know that Sherman interview, that famous. That was the last
Yeah.
time they faced each other in the playoffs. But this game, I'm really curious to see. I mean, I already know what Haciel's gonna pick because he already picked the Super Bowl. But I want to
Yeah.
see I want to hear you know, what's your breakdown with this game?
Go ahead, Asiel. You got it.
I think it's gonna be a tough defensive game. And I think like the kickers are gonna be the reason why any team wins this game. Um, Seattle's at home. Sam Darnold is like a turnover machine. I think he was leading the league in turnovers. And I feel like the 49ers are just hungry right now. They got Brock Purdy. He's playing good. I don't think he's going to play the same way he played a few weeks ago against the Seahawks. Um, and I think they're just going to win. They're going to find a way to win. Christian McCaffrey running, catching, move the chain, do what they got to do, get into field goal and kick field goals. And I think that's how they're going to win. I probably think they're going to win like 12-9 or some shit like that or something like that. I don't
Oof.
I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game.
No, if history shows, I mean, this is the third time they play each other, and neither game has been really high scoring. Including I think they faced off the last game of the season too. And to your point, Hasil, Darnold struggled in both. I don't think he threw a TD in any game against the 49ers this season. Was like under 200 yards in both games. So he's definitely struggled against that defense. Maybe the third time's the charm for him. We'll see. But I agree with you. I think it's going to be an ugly game. And by ugly, I mean like it's going to be fun for us to watch it because it's going to be very defensive. We're not going to see high scoring offenses. That's not what this game is about. So if you're a football fan and you love to see dudes crashing into each other and like just going at it, this is the game for you. That being said, I got to stick with my guns here as well. And I'm going to go Seattle taking this one because I have them going to the Super Bowl. And I got a little bit of a higher score than Hasi. I got 17-14. And that was me thinking like maybe somebody will go crazy and throw a touchdown. But again, I think 17 is probably the max we'll see in this game from any team at the end of it all.
Wow, Roberto, it's like you read my mind basically, because that's the exact same team I was gonna pick, the exact same score. I mean, listen, I feel like it is gonna end 17-14, but it could go either way. I hate that I have to like not pick this team again, the 49ers, because they have proven me time and time again that they are for real, they're legit. And like Hasiel said, they do have the experience factor in you know, in their advantage. They just defeated the defending champs. So man, it's tough. It's really tough. But McCaffrey's probably like the best player on the field. JSN is another stud, but yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just last last time they played each other, the 49ers struggled to stop the run a lot. I feel like that's gonna open up the Seahawks offense a little bit, just a little bit, slightly, to maybe get some one-on-ones for Darnold. And Darnold also protected the ball last game. I liked how he quarterbacked. He only had like 6 incompletions, no turnovers. He can't have no turnovers in this game. You can't give this 49er team any moment. This is gonna be similar to that Baltimore and Steelers game. That every single play
Yes.
is gonna matter. Everything. Like that's how it's gonna be. Like everything's gonna matter. But I'm gonna lean towards Seattle again because they are the healthier team. I don't think it's gonna affect San Francisco too much, but I don't know, man. How much longer can they keep doing this? You know?
Right. I think I heard that the linebacker Warner, he might come back and play.
This week though?
Wow.
I'm not sure if it's this week, but like he's training. Like
Yeah,
he might come
I
off the injury report.
yeah, I don't think it's this week, but yes, he does have a chance if they advance next week. I think that'll be the earliest we might be able to see.
Wow.
Because you mentioned the Seattle's run game. I was like, oh snap! If the linebacker comes back, he might be like a pivotal person to stop the run. But I don't know if he's gonna play this game. So that's what
And
I
don't
just thought.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Saquon ran it. He was running the ball good, but they did a great
Yeah.
job on Saquon. They did a great job, like in the receiving aspect, he broke a few plays there, but I mean, given all they're in, I thought the linebackers played very well for the 49ers last week. That's why it was tough for me to pick this game, but I'm going to stick with my gun, 17-14 Seahawks. Yeah, man. But the next game, guys, we go to Sunday. I believe it's the 3 p.m. game. Okay. This is another interesting one. Houston, Texas versus the New England Patriots.
Another freaking defensive clinic, I think, is going to be. I don't think we're not going to see high scoring in this one either.
No.
And if we do, it's going to be because one of them just kept throwing turnovers. And that's the only way I see high scoring. I got this game ending 17-10.
I like it.
17-10.
Uh-huh.
The Texans taking it. Reason being, I think this is probably Drake May's first game against a legit defense like this all season.
Mm-hmm.
So how is this dude going to respond? Like, we know he's been good. He's an MVP candidate, all that stuff. But now you're in the playoffs facing off against the best defense in the NFL. How is he going to respond? Is he going to be able to respond, step up, and do his thing? We'll see. I don't think he will. I think he's going to make some mistakes, maybe 2 turnovers this game, maybe 3 sacks on him. And we're going to see the Texans pull it out. Pause.
Wow. I got the Patriots beating the Texans. As much as I want the Texans to beat the Patriots, I think kind of for the same reasons, except a little on the other end. So Drake May has been playing probably like the MVP of the league. I would say him and Stafford been playing at that level the entire season. But his coach is Mike Vrabel, and he's like comes from the Belichick lineage, and I think he will prepare him to understand and read defenses or game plan around the quickness of the Texans defense, like maybe screens and just running the ball and stuff like that. And I think they'll find a way to end up beating the Texans. And the Texans play like indoors. They're not used to playing outdoors in that New England cold, man. And if it snows, oh man, if it snows, it's prone to happen out there in New England. I definitely see them winning the game. But yeah, same thing, low scoring. I'll probably say like 21-17. Not too low scoring, but not the highest scoring game. I can see both teams scoring a touchdown or two, and kicking a field goal to like winning at the end of the game. So I got the Patriots, unfortunately.
And that everything you said makes sense. I mean, this Patriots team, like I told Roberto, it reminds me a lot of that first year when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. They have a very good defense, young quarterback, and a good game plan. They still have Josh McDaniels there too, by the way. But I see this game similar to how Roberto sees it. The Patriots they've won the games that they were supposed to this year. But we got, we like Roberto says, they haven't seen a defense like this all year. Like, this is something, I don't know how you could game plan for this. Like, and Hasiel mentioned this team being compared to similar to the Baltimore Ravens defense of 2000. Like, what? So, like, I don't know. I just feel like when you have a game disruptors like the Texans are, and they're loaded everywhere, that front seven is loaded, the secondary is solid. It's gonna be too much for a young quarterback to handle, and I see this game very low scoring. Um, I think CJ Stroud has actually looked pretty good, especially the last few weeks. So I also trust. I have a little bit of trust in him. But and also that running game, Jaquavius Marks. He had a nice solid game last week, so that should help them out as well to keep Drake May off the field, keep him cold. So I got the Texans winning 17-13.
I forgot to mention that the Patriots defense isn't bad either. They got a really good defense, and
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud actually didn't look that good against the Steelers, and he had a lot of turnovers. I think they're lucky that the Steelers couldn't turn them into points, and I think the Patriots, if they can rattle him like the Steelers did, they got a
Mm-hmm.
good shot of winning the game. I'm not too convinced about C.J. Stroud right now. That running back is good, but I'm not too convinced.
I'll say this: Vrabel's looks on defense, the way he position, the way he calls a game on defense is insane because you don't know what the heck they're doing. Like to us, it could look like mashed potatoes and spaghetti being thrown against the wall, and he's really just game planning incredible. So I think that's going to be a huge factor in this game. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if the Pats end up winning this game. This game could really go. I think it's a 50-50. Honestly, it's a coin toss to me, but I'm leaning Texans.
Yeah, and they also lost Nico Collins also, so that's not gonna help the Texans' chances either. But they have had some nice help from their backups. Nico got injured earlier this year, and they got help from their young receivers. And Christian Kirk, the veteran, had a great day.
Yeah, he did.
Last week as well. So if he stays hot, then that should be enough. That's gonna be well. That could be enough for them to overcome the enough to beat the Patriots. But you have to hope that the defense does their job. So, but that game honestly could go either way.
Yeah.
That's a tough one for me, but I could see it. Yeah, I could see that going in any direction. The next game on our slate, we have the at 6:30 Sunday. The Rams are gonna travel to Chicago, to face the Bears.
It's going to be brick and a half, B.
Yeah.
And you wonder if weather's going to play a factor against a California team. Stafford not really playing in that kind of weather like that anymore. I'll jump right into it. I think we're not going to see some heroic stuff from the Bears side in this one like we saw against Green Bay. And I'm making that comeback. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward game. I think Matt Stafford and the offense are going to be in full gear. I don't see them slowing down. I think the Rams are just a better team overall. And I got them winning this game. I'm going to go 27-20.
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know who's gonna win this game. I think I'm gonna choose. I think I'm gonna choose the Bears though. Just because they're home field, it's cold. Caleb Williams look like he can win a game in the playoffs. Um, and I think they'll rough up Stafford. Like, I feel like if you could pressure the quarterback and into making mistakes, into turning the ball over, it's a recipe for success in the playoffs. And I think the Bears, Johnson is going to have them ready for that. So I'm going to pick the Bears. I could see them winning 24-21. Or maybe this game could even go high scoring, maybe like 31-28 or something.
Yeah. This is not to throw shade at the. I know this is gonna sound crazy because I'm a Packer fan, but the Packers had a very easy time with the Bears in that first half, and they kind of switched their game plan up a bit in the second, which pissed me off. I felt like they were a little too conservative with their play calling in the second half, and I think that's what kept the Bears in the game for so long. So Matt LaFleur, he comes from the Sean McVay camp, the tribe, and I just feel like this Rams team is gonna throw some nice plays against this Bears defense that they're not gonna be ready for. And I think that the Rams actually have better weapons than the Packers. They have a more experienced quarterback who is being protected. And, they got Puka Nacua, who's arguably the offensive player of the year. They got Devontae Adams, he looks like his hamstrings are healthy, so be careful. He's a walking touchdown waiting to happen. Kyron Williams, he's a dual threat running back. Great runner, great receiving. And then they have I don't know this guy's name, but 22, is it Turbin? Kerbin? Damn, I don't remember his name. Sorry, fella, but let me see. Damn, man. I don't remember that guy's name. But they do have a nice little 1-2 punch at running back as well. So, Blake Corum. Yeah, I got the Rams winning. I do think that the Bears are a great second half team, so I do see them coming back in the second half a little bit again. But I see the Rams holding them off 34-31.
Damn it, I'm gonna change my pick, and I'm not picking the Bears. What I'm gonna do, because Cesar was just cooking right there, and I don't know if anybody noticed it, but my man was cooking for like a good straight 2 minutes, and he convinced me that this game is gonna be a dang blowout. I'm gonna keep the Rams, but I'm going 34-10.
Oof, I hope.
Matt Stafford is gonna go off, and if I'm wrong, it's Cesar's fault because he convinced me.
Listen, this I think that this Bears secondary, besides Jalen Johnson, they could get got. That's my opinion, but we'll see.
Dang, I don't think I've ever done something like that. I felt like I was a fan. I was watching ESPN and Cesar was cooking there on the NFL segment.
It's the year of the NFC West. We still have 3 NFC teams. We're going to see another NFC championship game, in my opinion. So we're going to see the Rams versus the winner of the 49ers Seahawks. So.
Wow. Well, there go our picks. I think it's going to be another exciting week, though. The NFL, we've said it a few times. As a whole, this season has been, like, wide open. There's no team that stands out above any other, I think. At least in my opinion. I think it's a pretty level and balanced playing field, which we kind of saw in the wildcard game. There were no, like, crazy games. I think we're going to see the same thing except for the Rams blowing out the Bears. Other than that, I think it's going to be some really close games overall.
Yeah, and we're going to have a new Super Bowl winner that is from, like, a different team that hasn't been there in a while. Like, Chiefs Eagles been there for a while at the Super Bowl, and we're going to have somebody new, hopefully. Might be the Bills. They might finally get their Super Bowl. We shall see.
That's my pick. That's my pick to win the whole thing.
Me too.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, I just said low-key me too. Because that means New York gets to celebrate. So that means
in a way,
getting drunk.
In a way. I was gonna say before we jump ship and get on out of here, there was some crazy coaching changes. I know last time we talked about Harbaugh getting the boot in Baltimore, but Mike Tomlin walking away from Pittsburgh. What was it? Yesterday, I think. Today's Wednesday, the 14th. Walking away from the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. I forget how many years he's been. Is it 18 years, 19 years he's been there?
19 or 18. I think 19, and then Harbaugh was 18.
Yeah, so it's unprecedented to see two coaches that have been there for as long as they have with these historic organizations. Now they're seeking new head coaches. So just quick thoughts on those vacancies.
Should I go first?
Go for it.
Steelers, not that pleasing of a team to probably take over because they don't really have a quarterback. Ravens, you got a quarterback, so there's more stability there, a MVP type quarterback. So I think the Ravens probably look more appetizing. The Steelers, you're gonna get time though to like build that team. I think that's like something they've shown. It's like the fourth coach ever, which is crazy to never say that. Compared to other teams that go to like 4 coaches in 4 years, like the Giants. But the Steelers, I think they're thorough. They know what they're doing. They're a winning franchise. They got second or third most Super Bowls in the NFL history, and they haven't had a losing season in like 19, 20 years because of the last coach they had. So I think they're gonna know. I'm not sure if they'll hire from within, but they're gonna do their due diligence. They're gonna get a good coach, and then the main thing they need to worry about is trying to find a quarterback. I don't know if they'll do it through free agency or through the draft, but that's what like number one thing they gotta take care of is start building that offense. So that offense looks very stagnant. Defense they might let go of some players that are old like Ramsey, but Steelers, I think they'll be fine. The same thing with the Ravens. I don't really have a doubt. I think they're both good teams to go to. That's all.
You think the Steelers are going to go into a rebuild? Maybe like a year or two of like being bad per se and just kind of rebuilding? Because they've struggled with finding a QB since Roethlisberger retired.
Unless they
honestly.
trade for Sanders from the Browns. Yeah, I think that division is very tough. The Bengals are probably going to come back hungry. Ravens are going to come back hungry, whoever the coach is. Browns can be decent if they get a decent coach, too. So that's crazy because it's like that whole division needs coaches but the Bengals.
And there was talks of the Bengals firing their coach, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So all four teams could have been.
What I thought would be funny or interesting is like if Harbaugh was to go to the Steelers or something like that.
Wow.
But I don't see that happening.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's tough to predict, honestly, what direction these teams wanted. Like, I'm sure they already had an idea. They have a list of names already, especially the Ravens because they labeled it as a firing of John Harbaugh. So I'm guessing they had a plan. And I have faith that this Steelers franchise, what they've shown us is that they're a together group. So I believe that Mike Tomlin probably had a lot of conversations with them throughout the season, especially towards the end of the season. So they were probably preparing for that as well. But like Hasiel said, the Ravens situation does look more of a let's win now type of situation. The Steelers is more like, they there's a lot of areas that they need to look at because the Ravens could easily say, well, Lamar got injured, some things didn't go our way, etc. They dealt with that. And the Steelers, they have a lot of veterans in the team. Adam Thielen retired. Rodgers is probably going to retire because I don't think he's just going to play for any coach besides Tomlin at this point. So yeah, not surprising. This news was not surprising because it was in our radar for a long time. But it still feels, it feels off when you're not, you look at those teams and those coaches are not there.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like when Belichick was no longer the Patriot.
Right.
Like, that's all I've ever freaking known.
Or Brady as a Buccaneer. Like, it was just
it
was weird.
Or Tom Coughlin not coaching the Giants. It was weird.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Because he was there for a while.
And the Jets, they always have coaching changes because we suck.
Rex Ryan is like the most memorable coach they have for me.
Lord have
Rex
mercy.
Ryan, man, those times were good for the Jets.
Yeah, those are good times.
Yeah. But nah, that's all I got for the NFL right now. Exciting playoffs. Hopefully, no one's getting a mortgage on any of these games. So
That's too
because
risky this year,
they could
man.
go either way. Yeah, it could go either way.
No, I agree. I could easily be sitting at 3-7 next week because these games are just like they're like I wouldn't be surprised either way, you know. And whoever tells you they're sure about something, they're lying. They're not sure.
100% lying. The one thing I am sure about is the Rams are going to blow out the Bears, though.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know about that. I don't. For some reason, I don't really see a lot of blowouts happening this week.
Yeah,
Just
every game seems tight to me as well. Like, you know,
I feel like all these
but
teams have good defenses.
yeah, especially I saw that Rams and Panthers game. Like a lot of people didn't see that game going like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Panthers
was a
could have
good
won
game.
that game. Yeah.
Bryce Young, I get it. He threw an interception, but he bounced back
Yes.
like if nothing happened. Right in the next drive, scored a touchdown, kept going. So who knows, man? But now what else y'all got in the radar?
Well, there's no breaking news like on the last episode where we had that NBA trade with Trey Young. So,
I'm
I
still
mean,
confused, but yeah.
yeah, I don't even know.
John Morant is in the radar now
Yes, I
of
saw
being
that.
traded.
Who wants
I
him
think a
though?
team. I think a team like Miami will help him out a lot.
Hmm,
I saw
that'll
mention
be a
of
good
that.
organization for him.
Yeah,
I
I think that's a good
I
fit
don't
for him.
I don't think he would like listen to anybody. I don't think they want to deal with that headache.
Yeah. Well,
He'll probably go to Brooklyn or something. They're the big dysfunctional bunch.
damn. Imagine him in Brooklyn.
Yo, that would be actually like
I
lit.
mean, they got picks.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching NBA the last few weeks. I haven't been watching the other games. I like haven't heard nothing about the Knicks. Anything positive. I think the Celtics have been playing good. I think recently, like Jalen Brown.
Yeah. The Knicks are solid, man. They look good.
Yeah.
They still have some things that they could improve on. I'm not gonna
Yes.
go saying I'm not gonna tell you right now that they're gonna win the finals for sure. But they're in the radar. They're in the radar for that title push.
Yeah, I think they still have to iron out some kinks, and it's a new coach, it's a new dynamic. You're using more guys on the roster than you've used in the last 5-6 years. So I think you're seeing growing pains, especially from some of the young guys, but also from the veterans too, just kind of adjusting to this new system. But I think they'll be okay.
I think so too. I like what I've seen from them thus far. What I like this year that I mentioned in the one of the last episodes was that more players, like I feel like more players have a bigger role now, like,
Yeah,
and they're producing, they're doing good in their roles. Like it's not the offense is not as stagnant as Brunson. Here you go, let's wait, let's play around him. Now it's like they could switch it up possession by possession, and they still have, well, give the ball to Brunson, set a pick for him. They still have that in their back pocket if they need to. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a good team, man. It's a good team.
Can't wait.
yeah,
NBA All Stars like what 2-3 weeks from now.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl, I think. So
And they switched up the stuff to this year. I think it's like the World versus
international.
USA, something like that. Like there's two USA teams.
Oh, because they're doing like double
Interesting.
bracket, I think, right? Like 2 and 2.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to explain it to you because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look into that. But I got the world winning. That's all I know.
Yeah, for sure. Bunch of bums here in the USA.
I wouldn't go that far, but man.
Could be
But
like
now
Luka.
World Baseball Classic coming soon.
Yes.
There's also a nice fight, Delfimo versus Shakir Stevenson, January 31st. That's gonna be high level here in Madison.
Wow.
So we might do a preview for.
Cody Bellinger signed a damn deal
With the Yankees?
Yeah, at this point, man, come on.
I
Yeah,
was
what
gonna
are we
say,
doing
like,
here?
It's been quiet. MLB's been very quiet.
I'm actually happy he stayed.
They gotta. I'll do an MLB thing one day. Soon. I got a lot of thoughts on Major League Baseball. Today's not the day.
We got time. The NFL have its run.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Pero nada, muchachones. Let's see who has the better record this week and who's gonna write that poem.
I'll start writing my poem down just in case.
Right now, just.
I feel like I kind of went against the grain in my picks today.
Honestly, I think you might pull away this week.
It might be one of those, man. Sometimes you gotta do.
You might.
Yeah,
because. Yeah, man. Now you got me nervous now when I heard your picks. So we'll see. Pero now, fellas, till next time.
Till next time, indeed.
And thank you to everyone tuning in. Thank you for the support.
Please put your thoughts in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Give us your picks.
Don't be shy now. We're here.
We're already here. See ya.
Peace out.